Look, I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it. Boosie, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor, and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The mo was broke when he made you a blessing. You looking like a whole buffet, and I need some seconds. You say you had promiscuous ways, that was back in the day. I'll be a lie if I say I did it. That shit was a phase. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place. This nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes. This one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Lady, you so far ahead of these others, just like a ship on the horizon. Picking up on your vibe, signal stronger than Verizon. All the thoughts that I've been contemplating, ain't no time for faking or debating. You the one, ain't no mistaking. Look, I see you swag different. Always carry yourself like you ready, you know the mission. I had to know you, I'm tempted. I can see why you timid. Hold up now, baby, listen. Just take that dance with me. I can show you that there's a difference. I'm locked in. I throw away my playaways because you pop in. A shooter always shoot a shot. With you by my side, I guarantee we'll reach the top. I put that on God and then I give you all that I got. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place. This nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes. This one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you, if you could play it. Won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me.
Welcome to the Behind Them Sticks podcast, brought to you by TSW.
None of the kids could touch it. You don't want nobody playing with his controllers because we'll mess it up, get it greasy and all that. He was like that. Like, nah, you could watch me play, but you're not playing.
My family was just like that. And just to let you know, we are live now, brother. But yeah, I had a family just like that. They didn't want me to, like they gave me the Genesis, and they was like, you can get this old greasy console dirty if you want to, but don't touch my PlayStation though. Don't even come in this room.
Yep.
Like if there
it
is
was serious.
If there is no adult in the room, you cannot come in.
Yeah. My uncle was serious about that, man. Like, don't touch his consoles.
Oh man.
Don't touch his games. Don't touch anything. But that's how I got introduced into gaming. Yeah.
Absolutely. So welcome everybody to the second show in a row.
Back to back.
Back to back, like Drake says, back to back. Yeah, right. So I got JayRock with me today on another fantastic episode of Behind Them Sticks, and as he put it, it's his first time ever being on camera today. I didn't know that.
My man hand popped my cherry, yo.
Dude, stop.
Wow.
You're so nasty.
No, but I had to do it for you, bro. I had to listen. I had to come through for you, you know? You reached out, I had to come through. I said, all right, man.
Oh, listen. Man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I appreciate it a whole lot. It means a lot. But brother, we got ourselves a show today. I'm very interested, but before we get into all the craziness of the questions and the history and whatnot, I just need you to go on ahead and let everybody know what gaming and social media platforms that they can find you on. So whether they can, join your community night, because the community nights are lit. They're wild. A lot of people talking. I mean, you don't even have to be in the. Technically, would you say you have to be in the party chat to even be on the community events?
Nah, because we can't fit them all.
Right. So going ahead.
Right.
And
So we try to do 2 party chats, and we work magic behind the scenes to get 2 party chats connected. We make it work. But yeah, man, they could always find me on Xbox mainly. So it's JayRock9891, I believe, my gamer tag for my community game nights. They could hit me up anytime on Twitter as well at JayRock. And we go. Listen, I'm always down to game, man. That's the main thing. Always down to game and have fun. That's what the community is always about. That's what my game nights is always about. You've been there several times.
Mm-hmm.
We have a blast. And that's what it's really always been about. It's just gaming and having fun.
Yeah, I really wanted to make it this last weekend, but family drugged me out to a fireworks show, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Grabbed a few beers, went and got the daughter some little things that she can throw on the ground and whatnot.
Snakes and sparklers.
Yeah, snakes, sparklers. The little things that you toss on the ground that go pop, pop, pop when you throw.
Right.
Them.
Yeah.
And I had to get myself a little hat and some glasses just so I was I gotta look good when I go out in public. I can't be looking like I'm a gamer out in public. But anyways, moving forward, his community nights are fantastic. The chat is always wilding. As he said, you don't actually have to be in the chat. So if you want to, be in the chat with a few other of your friends, but still take part of the community night, you are more than welcome 100%.
Absolutely. And you'll be surprised who stops by. We got Colt Eastwood from time to time. We got other prominent Xbox people in there, that just reach out and just want to game with us. So it doesn't matter who you are. You could be the biggest in the Xbox community to the smallest. Just come in, play. You could be your skill levels could be as high as mine's, or you could be like Teasy and just be trash. But as long as you game, you game. Shout out to Teasy, man. But as long as you game, listen, it's all about having fun.
Absolutely, 100%. So I need to know, or did you even mention your social media?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. So moving on, what have you been playing as of lately? I heard you throwing some shade on Twitter about, I got to dust off the old PS5 now.
Yeah, man, for that God of War. I'm excited for that, man.
That joint's going to be nice.
This is going to be fire. Listen, but I can't let the Twitter folk know that, But I'm going to be... No. Right now I'm playing the Rocker with, whenever I could party up with Shadows or Beasts of Truth and those folks out there. I'm still playing Halo. I'm a Halo fiend. I still play Halo. I'm playing F1. That's my stuff, F1 racing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm trying to finish up a Plex Tale before Requiem comes out.
You haven't beat it yet?
No, I haven't beaten it yet.
Man, that game is fantastic. The visuals of that game, for as old as it is, to me, is fantastic.
Fantastic, man. I like the story, the whole Crusaders and Templars and the Pope and all that stuff. And I like all that.
Mr. Joanna Dark in the chat said that he's replaying God of War 2018. Will you be doing that same thing? Or
I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, yeah.
Have you beat the first one?
I beat the first one, but I'm going to beat it, and then so I could transition right into the Ragnarok.
Oh, so you want it to be like fresh?
Fresh, right.
Gotcha,
like just binge it. So 12 o'clock hits or whatever release dates, I'm going to jump right over to Ragnarok. That's it. Play it for 8 hours and then put away the one and dones.
And
wait for the next one.
Stankma back in the chat. He says, ham in these streets today. Bro, yeah, man, I'm working. I'm trying my best to to just do what I gotta do. I really enjoy doing this type of stuff, meeting different people throughout the community, and just trying to be a positive platform for everybody to just kind of come kick it, let their bars off, tell me what it was like for them growing up in gaming, and then also be forthcoming and ask them the type of questions about what they're looking forward to in the future and stuff like that. So I appreciate you coming back, Stinkma. I know you're here every time, all the time. Mr. Joanne Dark, good to see you. Dirk Griggity, good to see you. Sensei 808, you're always here.
That was good, Dirk.
Yeah, man, we have some fantastic people in the chat right now, and there will be some more people trickling in here as we continue. But I'm just kind of curious because you said before the show had even started, you said that the first console that JayRock got into was the OG Nintendo. Is that correct, or did I get that wrong?
That's correct, man. My dad got it for me. He got it with the Super Mario and the Duck Hunt and all that with the gun. So yeah, my dad set it up for me, and I've been gaming ever since.
Wow.
Yep.
So how old were you at that point?
Oh man, let's see, probably like 6, 7.
Okay, so you weren't just button mashing. You had some idea of what you were
Right.
doing.
Yeah. Like I said, like I had my older cousins. I knew they had the consoles, and I was jealous and whatnot. They always got the consoles before me, so I was like, damn. I used to go over to their house and whatnot. So I was gaming with them, and like I told you, my uncle was a huge gamer, still is a huge gamer. So I used to watch him play. Pac-Man and all that. He used to take me out to the arcades. When I hold the quarters, and yeah, man, that's how I got introduced into gaming. And you asked me earlier how I got so good in Halo is, again, my cousins, man. They were whipping my ass from no mercy, man. So I just had to get good.
I swear that's a lot of people's story of how they got good at specific games. I could say the same thing about myself, but unfortunately they stopped making the game for quite some time, like NCAA football games.
Yeah.
And I used to get nasty in those games, man.
And it's coming back too.
Oh, it's coming back. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same, but
yeah, I know.
But it's definitely coming back. But like, I got good at NCAA football games because my brother, he graduated. He's 13 years older than me. Graduated high school when I was 5 years old, and he ended up going to the University of Notre Dame, right, playing football there. He was always really big into football. Best running back in the state, and bro, he won. I know I'm talking a lot about myself, but he won the Gatorade like Player of the Year in our state when Amon Green was there. And everybody know Amon Green because Amon Green played in Omaha. My brother played in Lincoln, and they used to go head to head against each other. So just to give you an idea of who my brother was, he was dope out there running the ball, but he was really big into video games as well too. So anytime he'd come home from college, I'd have to ask him, like, bro, like let's get in a game, let's get in a football game, and he would wax me every single time, wax me. Yep. I did not beat him in a football game until I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school.
And he probably let you beat him.
No, he didn't. Because the game before that, I only lost because of a Hail Mary throw that he threw up, and I chose the guy too early and ran him off of the receiver, and he took it to the house. And man, that was one of those moments where it's like, I ain't losing again to your ass.
Yeah. Listen, my cousin, shout outs to him. He's a beast in fighters. He used to do little local tournaments. And man, I couldn't beat him. To this day, I can't beat him.
Damn.
To this day, I can't beat him, bro.
What's the fighters?
Mortal Kombat. Yo, listen, he's a beast in all of them. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur. I almost won. I almost beat him one time in Soul Calibur, almost. But bro, I can't touch him. He can't touch me in shooters, and I can't touch him in fighters.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, at least, yeah. I guess you can win something at the end of the day, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because it'd be whack if you were just getting waxed in every way possible, every way, shape, and form. That wouldn't be fun at all. But now let's get into the history of it a little bit. So you had said Nintendo was the first one. You know, Super Mario. You played the Duck Hunt and whatnot. Was that a pivotal moment for you in gaming, or did that happen somewhere down the line?
I think that happened somewhere down the line because I was always into multiplayer games. So like the Mario Duck Hunt, like Duck Hunt, it was a little bit, I could have fun with my family, but things didn't get crazy for me with gaming until like the Super NES. When I got Super NES and I got
Okay, so the
WrestleMania,
next generation.
So I was a bit older. I could be a little more competitive with my cousins and family. So when they dropped that WrestleMania, the arcade game, remember that in the Super NES?
Yes.
And we could start fighting each other. That's when I was like
Razor Ramon, the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Right.
The
Doink the clown with the electricity. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
You're right. Yo. Bam Bam Bigelow, all these cats. Yeah, man. That's when gaming for me took root like in my heart, and I was like, yo, this for me, man. I love gaming.
Fantastic. What was like the most would you say it was the WWF game that was the biggest deal for you at that point, or was there a specific game that was like, man, I put a dumb amount of hours into this?
GoldenEye. N64.
Okay, so the N6, so the generation after that is when you started like getting attached to specific games.
Like especially because everybody that was surrounding me was big time gamers, like tournament gamers. Some of my friends, shout outs to Jason, he was on MTV. True Life. True Life episode is about video games, and it was about huge video gamers. It was like towards the beginning of being a pro gamer, which Jason was. And he was into Smash Bros. So he used to have that whole community of Smash Bros. And tournament fighters and Mortal Kombat and whatnot. And I used to stop by, crash their parties and whatnot, and see them play. So that GoldenEye was my thing that I was hooked on. Was GoldenEye, because me and my cousins nonstop. But the PlayStation as well did it for me with 2 Extreme, because that was a multiplayer. Twisted Metal.
Extreme.
Bro, you remember that?
Go with the luge. Are you talking about street luging and the bicycle?
Yeah.
Bro, yes.
You could go to Africa and all that.
Lake Tahoe, let's go.
Right. 2 Extreme. I can't believe you remember that. I was like,
yes.
You probably won't remember. 2 Extreme, Twisted Metal. Bro, my dude Axel, shout out to him, when he got too injured, his arm fall off. So let me see what else I used to play heavy. Road Rash. So it was always
Road Rash was back with me on the Sega.
Yeah. So Road Rash, I had all the Road Rash, Jailbreak, all that. So NFL Blitz, Showtime. Like anything that I could play with my family, because we're very family oriented over here. That's what it was for me. And those big multiplayer games didn't come out until later on in the generations, like when the hardware was up to that.
Gotcha. So you were speaking upon, like, we're gonna move to PlayStation here shortly, but you were speaking upon the 64. I just wanted to know, because you were talking about wrestling games beforehand with the WrestleMania arcade and whatnot. Did you get into the like WCW Revenge and like WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy?
Yep,
and,
all that.
So
WCW. Yeah, man. Billy Kidman, the Shooting Star Press. Yeah, I used to do that on my brother all the time, bro. He used to get tight, but Yeah, and N64 had the pod racers, right? Because N64 was my brother's console. My mom got it for him, and she was like, "Yo, your brother really wants." I wanted the N64, right? But my brother, he's younger than me. He started crying. He was like, he wants the N64, yada yada yada. And I was like, all right, man, just get it for him. I'll just take the PlayStation, like it's whatever. So, but
You sound like an afterthought.
it was for me, man, because listen, the N64, right, from its design, it was like four multiplayer, even though four controller ports.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I was like, damn, I need to buy like for the PlayStation, I had to buy that little
multi-tap.
boomerang,
It's
the
a multi-tap.
boomerang, right? And then the PlayStation 2 had the brick multi-tap. I had to get that too. So I was like, damn, I need to buy some accessories. Every generation like to play with more than two players. Whatnot. So that's what the N64 was for me. The Dreamcast as well. Again, four ports. Of course. Yep. 4 ports. Xbox. That's why I transitioned to Xbox. 4 ports. It's all about, for me, multiplayer and playing with my family until this day. That's how we get along. That's how we like get together. And you know how sometimes old school people be like, "Oh, we go on the dinner table and we discuss life." Well, we get on these multiplayer games and we discuss life while playing. That's what we do over here.
That's what's up. All about family. We got Vin Diesel with us today. It's all about family.
It's family.
All right, so we broke down the 64 and why that meant so much to you. I'm sure the PlayStation has some sort of love. You have some love for the PlayStation back in that time. I want to know like what specific games, like if you were to say like top 3 games that you had for that console during the history, what would you say?
For PlayStation, Knockout Kings. Well, Oscar De La Hoya on the cover. My favorite box is, I believe so. My favorite box is always Sugar Ray Leonard and Oscar De La Hoya back in them days. And Leonard, he's in the 80s. But Twisted Metal again, and Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. You actually got into that, huh?
Yeah, Metal Gear. Yeah.
You a Kojima fan?
I'm not a Kojima fan because I'm not really a fan like that, but I love the game. But I can't call myself a fan because I've seen real fans on Twitter, and they're scary. So no, I don't want to. I don't want to call myself a fan. Right, I don't want to be a Kojima fan. These people crazy.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so
his date of birth, social security, his whereabouts all the time. I'm like, nah, I'm not like that, man.
I'm not a fan of anything like that.
Nah, no, not at all. Not even Phil Spencer.
No, sir. I mean, if he posts on Twitter like, "Oh, it's my birthday," I'll say "Happy birthday," but that's about as far as that goes.
That's about it.
But all right, so you said Metal Gear Solid. What were the other 2?
Twisted Metal, Knockout Kings.
What was your favorite Twisted Metal?
What was the one?
Mine was 4.
Which one's the one that had the Paris Eiffel Tower that you could
I think
blow
that was
up?
2. I think that was 2.
Yeah, 2.
Because like Thumper, because like the very first level was like an open space. And you had Thumper, I think it was Twister that had the race car that turned into a tornado. And man, I'm trying to remember some of those other ones like Mr. Grimm, Sweet Tooth.
Roadkill, I think.
Roadkill was another one that had the car with the missiles and stuff like that.
Right, that was my dude. Him and Axel.
Roadkill was dope.
Yeah.
I used to use Thumper a lot. The first character I've ever used in that game, which I don't know why I remember, it was Twister. And I think I remember that because Twister was so ass. It was just terrible. Like you just get him caught in that Twister, and it didn't really hurt him that much.
Right.
It just like disoriented him. And there was no really good homing system within the game and unless they were like in front of you or off to the side a little bit. Like you were good at shooting in those areas, but straight up in a twister, you ain't shooting nobody in that.
No.
You might hit them with the napalm, luckily, but that's it.
Also the Unreal tournaments and Time Splitters on the
Mm.
PlayStation. Yeah, Time Splitters. It was lit. SOCOM, bro. I brought the SOCOM. Which one was the one that came with the headset bundle?
Ooh, I don't know. I
Yeah,
was a Conflict Desert Storm boy. So I
yeah.
didn't play a
Well,
whole lot of SOCOM.
SOCOM was lit for me. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. Yeah, that joint was lit. I got the box with the headset, and then I
You
got
getting
Final
Sankma in the chat excited, bro. He was
I got
talking about that the other day.
Yeah, I got Final Fantasy. What was it? 11 with the hard drive. They came with a box with the hard drive.
Mm.
I got that. I had fun with that. I really got into Final Fantasy with a junior high school friend. I saw him in the playground one time. He had a case. I was like, damn, how many discs is that? He was like, oh, this is Final Fantasy 7. I was like, what? It must be lit because he got like 5 discs, man. So I started, so he got me into Final Fantasy. Then I fell off of that because, it got repetitive for me. Like too much of the same old.
I've never been a Final Fantasy fan. I've
Never?
said that multiple times. Nope, never. Not even back in the day on the original PlayStation with 7 or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. My cousins were really big into that game. I used to watch them play it, and I just never understood the fun of it. But
The lore. Right.
yeah, I just didn't get it. Like they played a lot of Final Fantasy. They also played like Legend of Legia as well, which is a big game for the OG PlayStation as well. That was one of those games that came in the big old, board
Right.
disc kind of things and whatnot. I didn't get. I don't think I got one of those big 4 disc things. I mean, you can't really count Gran Turismo because that was only. I think that was only 2 discs, but it had a book inside of it that made it like a 4 disc. Or made it look like a 4 disc. But I think the first 4 actual disc game I got was Shenmue for my Dreamcast. Which that game was lit.
That game was lit, boy. Bro, I've never seen anything like that. I met my cousin, he had the Japanese Dreamcast, right?
Mm.
So I went over and I started seeing this game he was playing. I was like, what is this? Weather's changing. I'm like, oh, he says Shenmue. I'll try. Listen, I got my Dreamcast. Got Shenmue. That's one of my favorite Dreamcast games of all time. Bro,
Same here. I still got that joint.
Yeah.
It is a really good game. And then they got Shenmue 2, which you could play now on like the OG Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
You get it, if you get it and it's been taken care of correctly, it'll have the book in there, and it'll have the game, but it'll also have a DVD inside of it where you can catch yourself up on the last Shenmue, which is pretty nuts that they took the time out to do that. And
bro, it was lit.
Yeah,
you walk around, you learn different moves. You find an old monk on a park, and he'll teach you a few moves, and it was lit, man. You had a Japanese Jamaican guy by the food truck.
Oh yeah, that always
hey Rio.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, he was always dancing. Every time you went by him, he was dancing.
Yeah, always dancing, man. But yeah, the game was lit. But when they tried to redo it again from the Kickstarter, listen, it didn't age well, that system. And it seemed dated, man. The Shenmue 3.
Yeah, you'd have to really like if you're trying to bring that into a generation like now at all,
right,
you would have to like scrap everything and start from the ground
absolutely up. Revamp it. Yep.
Because that game, you could talk to like everybody. Like whether they had anything really of value to say to you is different, but like you could walk up and just talk to somebody and they'd, interact with you somewhat, and sometimes you would find little clues and stuff like that and what they have to say and phone numbers and remember you had to type, bro. I took a notepad down and had to write down some of them phone numbers and stuff like that. Oh man, that game was stressful, but I loved it.
Yeah, then you got a forklifting job.
Yeah,
remember that?
Remember that? Yeah. Yeah, shit. You got Rio in a fucking forklift moving boxes.
Moving boxes, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're done with the OG PlayStation, even though we merged all the way to Dreamcast. But I'm just kind of curious, like, so after the original PlayStation, what was the next console? Was it straight to PS2?
Straight to PS2. Yep, straight to PS2.
And you
And
said you enjoyed SOCOM and everything, so you must have had like the network adapter that you had to screw on in the back, and you know you
everything.
got the
Yep.
Roadrunner internet or DSL or whatever that
Yeah,
you're plugging
Roadrunner.
in.
Yeah.
You know
We had
Roadrunner is
Roadrunner.
what you should have because DSL didn't
Mm-hmm.
work so well. But
Nope.
yeah, you plug that into the back of the PlayStation, got the headsets and whatnot. Give me your experience through some of the games that you played other than SOCOM.
With the PlayStation 2, man. Let me see.
Because we had like games like Devil May Cry come out,
Yeah, Devil May Cry.
Grand Theft Auto
I,
3, Vice City, San Andreas.
yeah, the GTA 3, man. GTA 3 blew my mind because I was used to playing the GTA over, like the old school ones that it was the top down with the little cars and all
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah, you had GTA London that I
Right.
remember. I don't remember like a actual GTA 1, or at least I never owned it, but they had GTA London and GTA 2 that had the top down, the bird's eye view
Right.
that you're talking
Right. The
about.
bird's eye
So
view. Yeah.
GTA 3 was insane. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Insane. GTA 3, when I first, and that was supposed to be, I believe, an Xbox exclusive, but they turned that down. They were foolish for that. But because that thing changed the game, man. I thought Shenmue was huge, like it was a semi-open world. But when GTA 3 came out, man, my mind was blown, bro. I never played anything like that. Been a huge GTA fan since then, of course. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, I was never a big fan of, but I will play it because my brother is a huge Devil May Cry fan. Shout outs to him. So also Resident Evil. Resident Evil was my thing. Why? Because of my cousin. Again, he's a huge Resident Evil fiend, and I used to play the director's.
Capcom.
Right. I used to. Mega Man. What? Mega Man is my Sonic and Mega Man. It's my thing right there. But yeah, he got me into Resident Evil, Silent Hill, the horror film, the horror genre. I wasn't big into it until I started watching him play, and then he allowed me to play. Again, allowed me to play because he was stingy with his consoles too. So yeah, man. Resident Evil, the director's cut. It was creepy, especially with the animations. Every time you open up a door,
Exactly.
and you just walk back, bro. And I think the controllers back then helped make it creepier because it was like, you know how it was that movement is like you had to turn
just come out and
stiff,
say it. It was terrible.
right? But it was it added to the it was so horrible that it added to the fear. Like, damn, I can't even move right. If some shit pop up over here, right? I can't even move. So
you'd be mad and then you get scared and then be pissed.
Right. You see them dogs breaking through windows, like, oh shit, I'm fucked. Like, yeah, it was
because you'd be trying to run and the directions are all fucked
right
up and shit like that. You'd be like, man, move, get out of that corner,
bro.
Yelling at your TV for real.
That reminds me, Tomb Raider for on PlayStation was lit, but she suffered from the same thing. Mm-hmm. Stiff animation, trying to grab a ladder or something was a task. So yeah, those were my games in during that PlayStation era. But what kicked it off for me, if we want to get into that, is again Dreamcast, and then with the online of Dreamcast, it started. It had an Ethernet adapter, I believe, right? Ethernet adapter, yeah, the Dreamcast, right? It had Phantasy Star Online.
It had Microsoft, right? You just needed the disc,
yeah,
for the web browser.
Yeah, and Crazy Taxi. That's my all-time favorite console of all time. Is the Dreamcast.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say OG Xbox, but you said Dreamcast.
Nah, I became an Xbox fan because it was like They had a good relationship with Sega. So even the controller, the Dreamcast controller was similar to the OG Duke, and they took some of the things from it. But initially, I wasn't an Xbox fan. I was like, I don't want this American stuff, man. I don't want an American console. I'm all Japanese, man. I'm all Nintendo and Sega and PlayStation. I didn't trust Xbox initially. I'm like, nah, Bill Gates, nah. I don't like Bill Gates, even though he came out with The Rock. It's like, yo, nah, still a nerd, man. Nah.
So tell me about, because you said you eventually had the OG Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, so tell me how you ended up, upon that after being so, dismissive
Anti?
of it. Yeah.
Right. Well, I was anti Xbox because my cousin was pro Xbox.
Oh
and
Lord.
and I went to his house and he was talking all this nonsense. Oh, you got to play this console. It's the most powerful console. I was like, yeah, all right. It's better than the PlayStation 2. I was like, better than the PlayStation 2? Are you crazy? Nothing better than the PlayStation 2, fam. He's like, you got to try it. So I believe he had Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive came out with it.
Yeah. The one with the red cover.
Right, the Ninja Gaiden not Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, Ninja Gaiden, right? But now I saw the graphics, I was like, yo, what is this? And then he had Halo. Then when he put Halo, and I started playing, I was like, yo, this is insane. Because mind you, before that, we used to play those shooters with just the one stick.
Mm-hmm.
So when Halo came out, I was introduced to the dual analogs. And bro, to this day, the gameplay of Halo is top notch, man. Like the feel of it. Then he got one of his boys to come over and they did a LAN party. And I was like, bro, what is this? And I'm seeing him play custom music on a hard drive. I'm like, how does your console play music, bro? He's like, oh, it has a hard drive. I was like, you don't need a memory card? I said, no, you don't need a memory card. Like, we're just saving it to the hard.
Them facts out on you,
right? I was like, damn, bro. And it came with a headset. I was like, damn, bro, this shit is lit. So I went out, got myself one, and then Halo was the movement for me. Like, Halo was the game for me. Like, of all games of all time, Halo was the one that took gaming to a whole nother level for me.
Okay, so are you one of the people that say Halo CE, or the first Halo was the one that opened your eyes, or was it Halo 2 once it had like online multiplayer?
No, Halo CE
is bigger for you.
For me, Halo CE. Halo CE was bigger for me because it introduced the LAN parties. And yeah, multiplayer is cool, but you're still missing one aspect, which is like having your friends physically there with you. Like, you could just smack him upside his head. You guys could take a break or whatnot, go get some pizza, go out, hang out, and so the LAN parties for me was big. Like, it was nothing. Like, I used to be in the Boy Scouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we still friends to this day, the Boy Scouts and whatnot. So we used to all come together, my cousins, the Boy Scouts, just line it up, bring up the TVs, hook it all up, have a LAN party, and it was crazy, bro. Like, that's an experience to this day, like, a lot of people won't ever get to enjoy, like, those LAN parties. Especially, I had to hate, like, and during that time, it was Halo and then Smash Bros. And you could do all these big community parties together and whatnot. Like I said, my boy Jason Jensen, he was a pro gamer. He came up on MTV Cribs and all that, and he was big into the Smash community. So seeing him and that group have fun, and then I go home or hook up with my friends and cousins, and we go out and coordinate how we're gonna do this. It was absolutely a blast, man. That's something I will never forget.
That's fantastic. That's a good story. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
but that's the reality of it back then, because you really didn't have internet to run to, to play with your friends and stuff like that. You had those 4 ports on the front, or PlayStation, you had the multi-tap. 64, you had the 4 ports on the front. So that was what we were, used to. We were comfortable with that. Once you brought in the LAN parties, it was like, the fuck is this? Like,
Right.
What, get away from me, gypsy.
For real.
But it was super, like it was interesting, because you essentially turned your home into an arcade almost.
Arcade, yep.
So
pretty much, man.
So exactly like you were saying, like, you couldn't get that same feeling of what we do now every day, is play online and meet up in party chats and stuff like that. Like it is really cool to be able to, talk shit to the person right next to you.
Right there.
Right there, and see their face get red and angry. And you could just tell that they just want to throw that controller down and throw hands right then.
Right. That's a fact.
It was just so fun, and like a little toxic, but fun.
But fun. So, listen, there's nothing like being toxic with friends, right? Because you guys understand each other. You guys know each other's boundaries. You guys know when someone is joking or not. Not like today where, listen, it's up to everyone's personal feelings and thoughts and how they decipher the message and whatnot, your tone of voice. But when you're with your friends in those parties, you can be as toxic as you want, because you guys know each other, your family, your cousins and whatnot. They don't take anything personal if you call them trash or you suck, or you you do a gesture or something like DX suck it or something like that. They won't get they won't get tight and all that. I mean, they'll probably get upset and they'll be like, run it back, and then do it to you after they beat you or something like that. But yeah, those are the type of experience I think we're lucky we experienced those things at that time. And it's unfortunate. I don't think a lot of gamers and new generational gamers aren't going to be able to experience, man.
Exactly. So let's move on to the very next generation after that. So along comes the 360, right? Did you just look at the PlayStation and just say bye at that time? Or were you still like kind of balancing the both, like playing the balance act?
Nah, I never say bye to PlayStation or Nintendo, because I don't like to limit myself.
Smart man. I was looking that was kind of a tricky question. I was looking for a good answer, but
yeah, I'll never say bye.
If you gave me a bad one, it would have been whatever. But I love that. I love that answer though, because like why miss out, right?
Yeah, right. No, listen. I understand if you don't have the money or the resources to get yourself all the consoles. I know a lot of people don't. So they have to determine and make that decision based on their gaming habits and gaming preferences. So I respect that. But me, I'm fortunate enough not to be in that situation. So why limit yourself, right? So I always purchase them all. Like, that's how I was raised and grew up on. Like, thanks to my parents, like they always got me all the consoles, or not me per se, but my siblings. Like, if I'll get the PlayStation, my siblings will have a Nintendo. Like, and my sister, which she is a gamer, she likes Sega, so she'll have the Sega the Sega Genesis, the Saturns. And I don't know, my uncle, who wouldn't let me play, I think he had, he'll get it for her, right? So she'll have Sega. My brother would have the PlayStation, and I had the Nintendo for a long time. That's how it was until I was able to buy my own thing and afford my own stuff. So yeah, Listen, never limit yourself, man. If you have the possibility of getting more than one console, get it.
Yeah, I mean it's 100% cool to have a preference, but be open minded, 100%
Right.
all the time because even though you have a preference, your favorite game could be on a different console.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ain't
You
nothing
never
wrong
know
with that.
nowadays, man.
Yeah, especially I mean, bro, we got developers that are developing games solo at this point, like all by themselves, just figuring things out and just like here,
Yeah.
publisher, go ahead and print this for me and sell it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like bro with Tunic. I mean, I wasn't into Tunic at all, but to me it was amazing to hear that this was just like a dude,
hmm
a dude, and we got Unreal Engine 5 coming out that looks like it's just gonna be a developer
Pushing things, you're
romance.
right.
Yeah, you know.
Pushing things to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and you don't have to have these 1,000 people teams to do this kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. But moving forward, so you say you had both of them. Which one did you cop first?
The 360.
360, and is
Yeah.
this because of Halo? Because Halo 3
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah. Halo, and then Cliffy B came out with his masterpiece, best
Mm.
game ever, Gears of War,
Mm.
with that chainsaw. I was like, what? Bro,
I'm
this
still,
is
I'm still using
insane.
that chainsaw to this day.
Bro, Gears was another movement in gaming. Like when it launched, that thing was massive. Like I saw a lot of Halo fans become Gears fans. Like Halo was too slow for me. I would hear that after they were playing Gears and Call of Duty when COD 4 came out. I was big on that. But after when that dropped, I saw a shift where people were like, they used to be Halo fans, now they're COD fans and Gears fans because it was faster pace,
Mhm.
which I understood. But I always loved that Halo was different. Like it was more strategic, tactical in a sense. Like you gotta be smart about it. Like it wasn't like the Unreal tournaments and Quakes of old. Like just listen, it's all about your reaction time here. Like, and that's how COD is, reaction time, whatnot. And Gears is about reaction and placement. Listen, and you play Gears, so it will get to the point where everybody was just using the Nasher,
Mhm.
just straight shotguns, 24/7. Like that's it.
Just
But
blind shotting the hell out of you.
right, but man, yo, that's what it was, man. 360 was crazy, especially it came with the headsets. It was packaged day one for a multiplayer experience. Xbox Live was kicking off a whole nother level. So man, the 360 was it.
If you could, because Stankma over here talking about SOCOM, if you could choose
Mhm.
between SOCOM, brought back, and a modern Call of Duty, which one would you pick up first?
SOCOM. SOCOM, bro. You know what it is about SOCOM? Is the sound design, bro. The sound design in SOCOM, like I can't imagine with like Dolby Atmos right now. The SOCOM, man, it was beautiful back in those days. Like SOCOM was great, man. SOCOM was awesome. Like it's sad that they don't make them no more, but yeah, SOCOM was lit, man.
So if they made a SOCOM for this new PlayStation right now, they made a new SOCOM, would you be on that all the time?
Not all the time because I'm still Halo, Gears, and my family gravitate to mostly Call of Duty now. So I'm gonna still have to try to divide the time, but I'll definitely be on SOCOM a whole bunch of for maybe like 60% of the time.
Yeah, you love some SOCOM, bro. You hear that, Snake Mod? Do you hear that, sir? He loves him some SOCOM, and I know you loving to hear it. But anyways, moving on. So now the 360 is popping. You already knew it was dope. From what I hear from a lot of people, PS3 and, because I didn't own one back then. I was all Xbox back then.
Oh, you didn't? You didn't get a PS3?
No, I didn't get a PS3 until like 6 months ago, to be honest. And the reason I got it is because of streaming on the PS5. I'm just not with that. I want to be able to experience those games, but I don't want to stream it. So I want to hear from you because you were there. You had that at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know,
I got the 60 gigabyte model. Matter of fact, that
So
had
that
the
on
whole, that had its own chipset to play fully backwards compatible. Yeah, it was only a few models that came out like that.
What was what was that like? Because from what you hear in some of the community, I don't know if people are biased or not towards it, but like you hear that the PS3 kind of had a slow start, which
absolutely, yeah.
Which I know it had its technical issues, but you could say the same thing about the 360.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say was like the aha moment of the PS3 for you?
Aha moment.
Was it Killzone, Resistance, Infamous?
No, it wasn't Killzone, because Killzone has always been trash to me. Especially when they came out proclaiming themselves the Halo killer.
Oh, that made you mad.
Oh hell yeah! They haven't killed Halo yet. Killzone is dead and gone. Halo's still here, man. They can say whatever they want about Halo Infinite, but at least it's out here. Resistance was fire. Resistance Fall of Man was fire. For me, it was Resistance. That really did it for me. Because I was never into Killzone. But even then, I like you. I'll gravitate more to Xbox, even at those stages, because Xbox was just it for me. Like the single player experiences was there, but for me, the PS3 was never like, it didn't offer me anything like that aha moment that would push me to to game on it religiously like I did on the 360.
Those things started to taper a little bit off.
Right. Yeah.
In the 360 PS3 generation. Mm-hmm. Would you say like something like MotorStorm was dope? Because I really liked that game because it actually was one of the few games that took advantage of that 6-axis, which now when I go back and use the 6-axis, I'm like, this shit is trash.
Shit is trash. Bro, that shit was trash to me once I tried it with Lair. You remember that Lair stuff with the dragons and yeah, I was like,
I know the game, but I've never played it.
Then they try to sell us that nonsense about, oh no, Rumble is, we don't have Rumble because it's antique or ancient technology. I was like, nah, you don't have Rumble for a lawsuit. That's why you don't have Rumble in the controller. Don't try to scam me now, boy. I'm from New York. I know a hustle when I see it. Like, nah, that was MotorStorm? You like that?
I liked MotorStorm. I thought that was dope.
Nah, man.
I never played Apocalypse, but I played the original one that like came with the PS3 and whatnot. And I thought it was fun. I thought it was a really fun game. I wish they would have did a little bit more with what they have as like a season mode, and I wish I could have like a dedicated car instead of having to use all these different things that I don't feel like driving. But
to me,
they were assholes. Those drivers were assholes.
Personally, the best games I experienced on the PS3 were Metal Gears. The Metal Gear Solid games. Those were the best games in my opinion for me during that era.
So that was the biggest thing you used your PlayStation 4 back then was like Metal Resistance Gear, and Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's go a little bit further now.
Oh yeah, and Blu-ray and Blu-ray movies.
Hey, right? I forgot about that because that was like the cheapest like Blu-ray player
Blu-ray
that you could
player,
get.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
they had the cheapest DVD player in the previous gen, and then they have the cheapest Bluray player. Like in that, well,
Those were
actually,
and
was
those
it
were
the
huge
cheapest
selling
though? Because it
points.
was $600 when it came out, or something like that, or
Yes,
800.
yeah, and it was still the cheapest. I think Panasonic had one. It was like $800 Blu-ray player at that time.
Bro, remember how much those HDMI cords used to go for?
Ridiculous, bro.
Disrespectful. You go to the store and be like, "Oh man, I just got the PS3 because it didn't come with the HDMI cord."
Mhm.
Right? So you go up. So I went up to Best Buy with one of my bros, and that HDMI cord cost $75. Bruh, I don't think anybody really understands. Like
Yeah.
like if you were, if you're pretty fresh to gaming now, like HDMI
Mhm.
cords, you can go grab one for like $10.
Yeah, cheaper than that. Yeah.
Or you can just hit up. Yeah, I mean, if you extra cheap, you can just go to a Goodwill and find one real quick, right?
Yep.
But back then, when it was new premium, they had all these different plated ones. Oh, this is the gold plated one for $120, and this will go perfectly with your PS3. Not knowing that it didn't fucking matter.
Forget Radio Shack. Radio Shack and its monster cables. You thought you were getting something special, and it was like, not really. It's the same thing.
It's the same damn cable. It's just gold.
Yeah. Crazy. Listen, those were big selling points for the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. It was matter of fact, they actually had bundles. They bundled those things with movies, the Spider-Man movies. Right? What other movie was bundled with it? And I saw a controller bundle with it. The DVD controller. So those were huge selling points. I remember seeing commercials like, yo, grab a PlayStation and enjoy not gaming, not games, but movies.
I see where you're going with this.
You see? All right.
Yeah, but I mean they had that they had that sewed up because Xbox tried to do the HD CD player, and that thing flopped.
Yeah, the HD DVD.
That thing flopped
add-on
immediately. Bro,
they should have learned from Sega. Like, don't do those add-ons and try to incorporate stuff that's not with the base console already. Like, those things usually don't work, man. Those add-ons and additions like that.
Speaking of add-ons, let's go into the next generation. And
bro, this is where they lost.
What were you gonna say?
This is where they lost me for a bit, bro. Xbox One generation, fam. It was rough.
So tell me about the end of the 360 area. So there was the Kinect that came up then, and it made the 360 a little bit more spicy towards the end of the generation.
Right, but the good thing about the Kinect and how they did it was optional, right? They weren't really focusing so much on it. Like, oh, it's cool technology if you want it, but that whole well, I'm gonna let you get into your segue because segue into it, man, because this is tragic as hell, man.
So 360 gave you the option towards the end of the generation, and you could also get bundles with that, with like the 360 Slims and stuff like that. But so let's talk about the beginning of the Xbox One generation, and you know, watching the like did you watch the E3 for that?
TV God.
Okay.
TV. Give me
your thoughts. Just go ahead and lay it out.
Initially, I never had a problem with it, right? Okay, if you're showing me extra things the console could do, fine, cool, whatever. TV got Snap TV, and you could game and watch. You could pull up machinima videos. They had a machinima app or something like that. You could pull up for tips and tricks for while you're gaming and whatnot. It was kind of, you remember back in the 90s, we had Nintendo Power, or you could call it a Nintendo Hotline, and it'll give you tips and tricks. Something similar like that, but more advanced. But where they lost me was, that's all cool and dandy, but your identity has always been from the Xbox, OG Xbox, Xbox 360. It's always been power, right?
Power and innovation.
Right. And I feel they lost their identity with the Xbox One. Like, they were giving me these things at the cost of power. And that's where they lost me. Like, those are all cool. But when they came at the cost of power, that's where you stop being Xbox for me. And you're just another console, basically. Because that's why I latched on to the console, because remember, like I told you the story, my cousin would say, "Oh, there's a new console I always call Xbox, and it's more powerful than your PS2. It's better." I was like, "Nah, ain't no way." And then when he actually proved it to me with the graphics and everything like that, and what it was capable of, I was like, "Oh, I'm buying into it." The 360 expanded on that. Then what happened with the Xbox One? They gave us the innovation, but they forgot the power. So, and then during that era, we know what happened with the media, and it was resolution gate, resolution. What resolution is this running? What resolution is this? How many frames? It wasn't really frames, but it was 1080p makes you a better gamer. All that rhetoric, right? And it was like, well, where's the Xbox One? Like, it's nowhere to be found. It's like 900p, and those were the narratives back then, and it shouldn't have been. And all that because of what? Connect? I didn't see the point. Like, the Connect took up resources, and nah, man, I didn't want that. That's not what I wanted from Xbox. Yeah.
Rough. So you said you kept both consoles though, right? So you had the Xbox One, you had the PS4. Which one did you find yourself playing the most at the beginning, and then which one did you find yourself playing the most towards the end?
In the beginning, Xbox, Rise. In the beginning of that new generation, Xbox had the better games, like, in my opinion. But like midway through it, it seemed like they gave up. You know, they stopped. They removed it. They launched the Xbox One X. Then they have nothing to prove how powerful it was. So yeah, I gravitated more to I was playing more PlayStation at that point, like towards the end of the generation. Because there was like 2 years where PlayStation 4 was just launching game after game after game after game after game. You're like, shit. Even though they're one and done games, but it's like one and done right at back to back. You know what I mean? And there was nothing on Xbox that would draw my attention. Remember, it was like big multiplayer games that got me excited. Like they stopped launching those outside of Halo and Forza and Gears. They stopped making those games.
So with that being said, so you started out with the Xbox in that generation, ended up on the PlayStation a lot more just because of the games and the kind of quality of life standards that they gave the PlayStation. What made you go into this next generation with the Series S and X and the PS5? What made you go there proud for Xbox?
First, they got their power back. They got their identity back. Power. So I know my multiplats are gonna be best on that system. Game Pass. I'll be honest, it's Game Pass, bro. Like the deal they're giving me as a gamer consumer it's not being matched right now. Game Pass initially was trash. I didn't subscribe to it.
Facts.
Right? This shit was awful. I was like, what the fuck is this?
All they had was Sea of Thieves.
Right. And I'm like, nah, I ain't into that. So now their vision, the acquisitions that they're making, right? I believe in it. I buy into it. So that's why for this generation I'm Xbox. Like
Okay.
Sony still hasn't, like, they could do those linear story games and whatnot, but that's not. I enjoy those, but those games don't resonate with me. Again, like I told you, I've always been big on multiplayer and family, so that's why I lean towards. So Xbox once again doing what they got to do. It seems Phil Spencer got them on the right track, and yeah, that's why I bought right back into it. They got their Power title back. They got Game Pass, best deal in gaming. They got these acquisitions. I want to see what they want to do once the acquisition of Activision goes through. I want to see what they're gonna do with that. Yeah. So, and right now, I feel Sony is starting to catch up in terms of multiplayer, especially with the news. Jim Ryan said about 12 games as a service that they'll be doing soon.
Did,
And I
did
feel
that
that.
perk your ears up?
Yeah. I'm interested in what he got to do. The acquisition of Bungie was big for me because I know Bungie's gonna do their thing, right? With Destiny. So having Dumb under their wing was the first party studio is big for me because I know that's gonna bring that multiplayer element that I've been looking from Sony for every generation. Like, so I'm eager to see what they're gonna do with it because I know that they're always gonna have those narrative single player games, the sad dad, violent sad dad games, and all that. It's all good and fun for 10 hours or so. So I know they're gonna handle their business there, but I want to see what they want to do with the multiplayer, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they've yet to prove it. They've yet to prove it.
Okay. That's that's pretty solid right there. So I want to end this little subject with what you think, like what do you think of Halo in this current point, and what do you anticipate with it down the line?
Something similar to the Master Chief Collection. You remember how Master Chief Collection launched in a
Yes, sir.
horrible state, but you see how it is now. Like with Infinite, I feel the core elements, the core mechanics, are there already. All it's missing is content.
Mm.
So, and for me, you see how I conduct my Halo game nights, right?
Yeah.
So all I really need is Forge, man. They give me Forge. They give me Forge, and trust me, the community will take care of it. The lack of content, the community will take care of it. So I think ultimately Halo is gonna be fine. That the players are still gonna be there when the content comes back and the content releases. I'm seeing the whole I'm talking to people, they're eager to play it again, the campaign with the co-op. I'm gonna go through it again with my brother and some other of my Twitter followers that they reached out. So I'll be playing that again. And season 3 is around the corner, and that's gonna be the launch of Forge, hopefully, if all things go according to plan.
Do you like this style that Xbox is kind of going with it's like and it's more than just Halo. So we got Starfield on the horizon as well, and there's a mod community with that, just like there was with like Skyrim and stuff like that, and some other Bethesda games and whatnot. Do you like the route of giving the player the opportunity to make more of the game, or do you feel like that's lazy in any way?
Nah, I like it because I feel that sometimes as devs you probably get burnout, or sometimes the community sees things that you can't see because you're too close to the project, right? So sometimes having people out in the distance that are in, because listen, when you're in the office and you're just talking amongst yourself, it's like a echo chamber. You're not reaching out to community like that. You kind of be like, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think so too. And then the community's like, oh hell no, we don't want that. That's awful. So I feel like them allowing the community to have input and what they want and what they want to see in their games is good. And it just gives the games length, legs, and life, man. Like Skyrim to this day, like the mod community for Fallout too, for Fallout as well, is like they create the games, but the modders take it to a whole nother level.
Mm,
Like
that's true.
you make it what you want. The same thing for GTA. What GTA has been around for for like what 3 generations now?
Yeah.
GTA 5, because and mainly that's on the PC, and it's because of the mods again, bro. They do some crazy stuff and they keep entertaining the streamers with the mods. And listen, people find it entertaining still, man. So I think it's great.
Ooh, nice answer. Nice answer. All right, so we pretty much wrapped that all up. Before we leave that topic, I want you to tell me a game on each console. So PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And I want to take God of War out of this. I want to take Starfield out of this as well. What two or what game from each console are you looking forward to that you can't wait to touch?
And I can't mention Starfield. Oh man.
Whether you've seen something like whether you've seen gameplay or CGI or whatever or not. Like
I know for PlayStation is easy because it's gonna be Spider-Man for me. Because right now my favorite PlayStation 5 game that I've experienced is Miles Morales.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, fantastic game. I love it. Even though it's short, but it's nice.
It's
I like
short,
it more than
but it's made right. So it makes it fun to hop back into. Like I beat it almost 3 times now.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. I like it more than Ratchet and Clank was cool, man. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, something about playing Miles Morales that I connected with. So for PlayStation, it would be the next Spider-Man because I hear that he's gonna be in it. For Xbox, man, it's just so many. Starfield's on the top of my list, man. But oh man, it's probably gonna be Avowed, man.
Avowed?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still
because
interested to see what that is.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what that is, and that has me intrigued and the developers behind it. Because I know with Fable, I've played all the Fable, so I know what that's gonna be about. That would have been my pick. And another Gears or anything from the Coalition, I kind of know. You know, you kind of know what's going on. But
yeah, it's already
I want to
certified,
see,
right?
right. I want to see Avowed, man. That's what I want to see outside of Starfield. But Starfield would be my top pick.
All right.
Because I like sci-fi.
Slip it in there.
Yeah, because I like sci-fi. I like sci-fi. I like Knights of the Cold War, Knights of the Old Republic on OG Xbox when that launched.
See, I asked Mr. Chivalry the same question like an hour and a half ago, and he did the exact same thing that you're doing right now. I tell you not to talk about this.
Right, but you can't help it, bro. Because you're excited about the game,
I told him, don't bring up. I was like, don't bring up God of War, and he's like, but you know, I'm excited for this, but you know, I mean, you know, God of War, and I was like, shut your ass up. I just told you not to bring that up.
Nah, man, but outside of God of War is gonna be Spider-Man on the PlayStation for sure. Avowed. Followed by Hellblade. Because I just want to see what that studio does with the budget. I want to see how they take it to the next level because I feel they were kind of limited. Because I played their previous project, Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, I believe it was called, back in the 360. Yeah, back in the 360 era.
Okay.
So I want to see what they do with a big budget. Like the combat, I felt they could improve upon, especially the first Hellblade.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, big time. So I want to see what they do with that. But Avowed, that's gonna be my pick. If I can't pick Starfield.
Yeah, like the first Hellblade, the combat in it, it was okay, but it felt kind of
Mhm.
repetitive and it kind of felt clunky a little bit too.
Yeah.
Where it just like you didn't feel like you had the freedom of like moving around. It felt so
Mhm.
like laser focused on one enemy at a time. So you
Right.
could be getting attacked behind you, but you're like if you're working on attacking the guy in
Yeah,
front of
it
you,
wasn't
you're like
fluid
focused.
at all. It wasn't
Mm,
fluid at all. It was rigid. Yeah.
very much so. So I want to bring up something because would you like to call your like are you a content creator?
Not yet, but soon.
Not yet, but soon. Okay, so I want to talk about real quick since you're not exactly a content creator yet,
Mhm.
but soon. I want to know what goes through your mind or how you keep all these like receipts and like things for like Twitter where you got like one game right here. Like I think it was you that posted Rise right next to God of War. Was that you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And like
Rise and God of
and
War.
one game gets like a 60 and the other game is like game of the year.
Right.
But it's like very similar stories. No, story isn't similar at all, but just like the functionality, which is the game, is very similar. The way you roll
Mhm.
out of attacks and hit and strike and whatnot, and some of those like kills. So you like click in the button to do the big kill that
Right.
looks dope.
hmm
Very
The
similar.
finishers. Yeah.
What makes you find stuff like that and then feel the need to like let everybody know what's going down?
Oh, so that's another part of me. What, the console warrior part of me? Yeah, not listen, I just like to have fun with it, man. Like I know some people take that shit super serious. Like these people, you see what happened with the devs, you man. They sending these pics and whatnot. So I know they take it serious. So I like, because I'm cool with a lot of people on both sides, right? Like behind the scenes. So
Mm.
I know what each side, particularly the PlayStation side, will tick them off. So I kind of I kind of
Lean into
lean into it, man. Like
it.
I just have fun pissing them off a bit. Like, but it's all fun and games. And if they know me in reality. They know I'm just joking with them. It's not personal. Like whenever we want to game together, we game together. They want to reach out. They need a favor from me. I'm always there for them. But I always like having fun with the Twitter wars and console wars. I listen. It's just fun to doing that.
You mean you don't approve people sending pictures like that to other folks?
Nah, man. Come on, man. That's too much, bro. That's too much, man. Like, it's not. It's never that serious, man. It's video games. At the end of the day, man, it's video games, and that's one thing I never got into, like the whole exclusive arguments. Right? Like, oh, this game is exclusive, exclusive, exclusive. I'm like, okay, it's just a game. Like, I just want the game. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I never sat down, played a game, and be like, yo, this game is a 7 out of 5, but I'm gonna give it a 9 because it's a Xbox exclusive. Like it being exclusive never made it better than what it was. Like blinded me into thinking like, yo, this is an Xbox Studio game. Oh my god, like it's amazing and it's exclusive, so it makes it better. Like I never thought that way. I don't think anybody thinks that way while they're actually gaming. Like, this game is decent, but because of it's an exclusive, I'm gonna give it like 2 more points, like in a review
Mm.
score. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody actually games that way and thinks that way. I hope not. There's probably some people out there and be like,
Oh
yo,
yeah, you
I
know
love
there's always someone.
I love Spider-Man so much, but the best part of playing Spider-Man is that it's an exclusive to PlayStation. Like, nah. Come on, man. That's weird, bro.
Okay, so but adding on to that, like how do you like put this stuff together? Is this just like sheer memory of you playing
Yeah.
these games?
Yeah, just memory, playing these games, knowing that all games have shortcomings. So I know where usually a dev or a team is gonna take a shortcut. So it's like, okay, you're gonna tell me about a leaf not moving here. Okay, I could do that to your game as well. Like I played it, I could go to this specific area that I know the trees ain't moving, the bushes ain't moving, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Put them side by side and get you upset. Like I know that devs reuse assets, so I'm gonna be copy and paste to get you upset because I know that's gonna tick you off.
You got a lot of flack for the God of War side by side when you're talking about 18 versus Ragnarok.
Yo, nah, I didn't do that one. That wasn't credited to me. That was
you.
No, I did the Horizon Forbidden West copy paste. Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. No, that's what I did.
Well,
yeah,
you do remember what I'm talking about though. With
the boat animation. The boat animation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. No, that wasn't me, man. That was a good tweet too.
You said that was good.
That was good, bro. But nah, that wasn't me. I can't take credit for that, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that wasn't me, man. But I wish it was, man. I wish it was. That was a good tweet. But yeah, I did Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, Forbidden West.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of it?
Bro, the game is beautiful. The sound design is excellent. I believe, like I said early, when I was playing it, I believe it's gonna win an award for that sound design at the Game Awards at the end of this year. But the story is like, I didn't really enjoy the story. I don't want to spoil it for people. I probably didn't beat it, but that whole clone of clones. Have you beaten it? Have you played it?
I'm towards the end. I just got like the pterodon.
All right, so
I'm like able to fly and stuff now. But
right,
I don't know how far would you say that is?
You're a third of the way there.
You would say a third? That's it?
Yeah. No, the game is massive, bro. It has a lot of side missions. You could dump a lot of hours there, but yeah, the only thing I didn't like is the story, man. The combat is great. The boss fights is awesome. It's just the story for me. It doesn't really resonate. I just don't like how Aloy isn't really unique per se. Like there's another Aloy, like in space. And these Kryptonians come. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and Aloy still ain't got a gun.
Bro,
like
I'm saying,
still shooting
like these people are super advanced, and you think like they're
they got shields and stuff like that.
And
you got a bow and arrow, and you finna
and you still manage to wreck them. Like that's kind of crazy to me. The Flintstones taking out the whole goddamn legions of Mass Effect and Geth and all this. I'm like, God damn.
The Flintstones.
The Flintstones taking out the Geth? Go, damn. This shit is wild.
Oh, I'm sorry, that shit was funny. The Flintstones taking out the Geth.
That shit is crazy, man. But yeah.
Wow.
But it's Guerrilla. I mean, it's good for a Guerrilla game, I guess, for their standards.
Hey, you like it better than Killzone, don't you?
Yeah, I like it better than Killzone, definitely.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's move on. I want to know, like, throughout the history of you playing these different games and titles and whatnot, what would you say would be the generation you kind of want back? The one that you want to really get back into and just, like, have that library just to your disposal?
Damn, I think it will be the Dreamcast. Yeah.
Wow.
Sonic
That's
Adventures.
A small library.
Yeah, but still, it's a small like in terms of library. Of course, it's gonna be the PS2 because that library was amazing. But for me personally, I just love the Dreamcast, the Sonic Adventures, Crazy Taxi, Ready to Rumble, Power Stone, Skies of Arcadia, Code Veronica, like Shenmue, Soul Calibur, like the list goes on and on. Like I love the Dreamcast, man, and Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, man, I'll take give me back my Dreamcast.
Radio,
bro. it was two names, right? Jet Set Radio and
They're
Jet Grind
Set
Radio.
and Jet Grind, yeah.
Yeah, bro, that was awesome. That was awesome. Jet Set Radio was.
Hey, let's not sleep on the sports games now, dude. Because the Dreamcast brought the sports games forward. Yes,
NFL 2K5
oh man,
killed it. 1999 and gave us all that. First person football. Your cribs,
the historic game, the cribs,
the halftime show. Listen, for 1999, they killed it, bro. They absolutely murdered that. And oddly enough, the best Madden was actually launched that year, in my personal opinion, was 05. But 2K5 was so good at such a price point and gave you so much that it just couldn't compete. This is why sometimes I scoff and laugh at people that say, "Oh, $69.99, $70 games are gonna give us so much more." I'm like, no, it's not. Like, they just charging you more for the same. That's all. That's all they're gonna do. Like, it's up to that development team. It's up to the publisher.
Continue
and whatnot, but that doesn't really guarantee you. The price point will never really guarantee you quality, and that's always how I felt, and that's what history has shown us.
Absolutely, gotcha. I had to help my daughter out real quick. She had a question.
No.
But anyways, yeah, man, 2K5. I mean, especially for the Xbox, was just all the way up with with all that stuff you described, man. The music, being able to go in and out and have whatever you wanted when you scored a touchdown. Whenever you got a third down stop, you could have Rick Ross coming on. Hustling.
Right, bro. It was lit. The whole crib, like all your trophies, everything. The music kicks on when you come to your crib.
You can get those phone calls and have those
right,
and have those games versus other people. Like they'd be pretend playing you.
Right, bro. It was fantastic, man. All that for $20. So let me ask you a question. I know you're interviewing me, but let me ask you something.
That's great.
How do you feel about the $70 games? Do you feel we're gonna get more quality, more content, or is this gonna be more of the same at a higher price?
Well, I feel like I feel like you could give kind of a weird answer about that because technically each generation you get more quality, but for some reason this specific generation, like $70 they're trying to make it like normalized to where to where $70 games aren't technically new, because like 64 games back in the days were like $70. Yeah. Like I remember getting what was it, like NBA Live 2000 for the 64. That cartridge was like $75.
Yeah.
Like it's not a new thing, but
right, you can open up an old Toys R Us ad from the 90s and see the game prices of those games going back in those days.
Super Nintendo and N64, the cartridges were specifically really expensive. But as for like what they're trying to do now, where it seems like they're trying to make it $70 across the board for no matter what console that you got, except maybe Nintendo, which I really hope they don't try to throw $70 games out anytime soon, because they need to catch up in some of the hardware parts. But with that being said, I know I'm kind of walking around that question a little bit, but I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it's. I don't think $70 is quite there yet. Like for it to be like necessary. Until I see a significant difference in like, because you see Xbox is still doing $60 games, right? I get plenty of quality out of those $60 games. And then you have games like Last of Us coming out with less It doesn't have the multiplayer that
Right.
that the original one did. The original one was like $50-$60, right? And now we're getting. You're telling me that this needs to be $70 when all it is just prettier.
Mm-hmm. Same
And
thing with
maybe
Battlefield.
and it has a few
Battlefield,
mechanics. It has a few new mechanics, but nothing that I can like really be like, man, that $10 was meaningful.
right? And that's what I'm getting at with a lot with this whole $70 movement. It's like, okay, I mean, I understand we're gonna pay it because we're gamers and we
Yeah,
want the game,
I mean, it's your
you
game. You
know, but
price it, right? At the end
but
of the
to
day,
try
it's
to
your game. You
justify,
price it.
but you're trying to justify to me by saying, oh, we're gonna get more. Like we know our gaming history, and that's not the case. Like for example, we could go back to the NFL 2K5. We got more out of the $20 game than we did the Madden game at full price. So again, it goes back
Absolutely.
to what they want to give us. You know, it comes down to the teams, what they want to give us. Look at Battlefield. You think it's worth $70?
I mean,
Godfall,
I mean, wasn't Elden Ring $60?
right?
It's probably going to be the game of the year.
Probably the game of the year.
And I mean, and I bought Horizon on launch day, and yes, it looks fantastic. The controls on it are pretty cool and whatnot, but I don't know. Like, if you're gonna say Horizon deserves to be $70, I need every game to have the same fidelity, if not better, than Horizon now. From now on.
Agreed.
From now on,
Yeah.
you can't like cut any corners anymore if you're gonna, up them prices and whatever. So,
What you saying, Ham? No more copy and paste assets.
I'm
Brand new from the
saying,
ground up.
I'm saying no. I'm strictly saying that like the microscope is on you more now than it was before, and I don't feel like it's even necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's already, you look at gas prices. You look at all this stuff that's going on in the world right now. You got wars going on and like people just having a hard time, making ends meet. And you're going to mark up this $10 upgrade, which I'm not saying it's like going to be, you probably shouldn't be worrying about video games if $10 is going to break you in half. But I'm just saying, like, it's just a money grab in my opinion. It's not giving you anything else.
Yeah, I agree, man. You bring up a great point with the whole economy. And listen, milk is up. A gallon of milk is astronomical, bro. Like, damn, I'm gonna start eating cereal with water at this point.
Yeah, but seriously, like everything's going up, and especially with the part that confuses me the most probably is that when you used to get these games for $60 or even a 64 game at $70, you got the physical copy, you got something tangible to hold. Right now you're spending $70, like I spent $70 on Horizon Forbidden West and I have nothing in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, you remember
like what was that?
You remember
$10?
the booklets back in the days? Yeah. Booklets were a story unto themselves. They had how the game was created sometimes, behind the, like tips and tricks. Some of them had like the book. We don't even have booklets anymore, bro. We have maybe like,
you got YouTube now.
Right, YouTube, or just one piece of cardboard in it.
With a QR code on it.
Right. Bro, that shit. Even like the special edition games, consoles now, right? It's like you think the physical game is there. It's just a little cardboard. Just go ahead and download it. Like a lot has changed, man.
What I'm getting at is they figured out how to save money. So why are we being charged more?
Right.
Like you figured out a way, like more power to you. I'm happy to get digital copies of games. I'm cool with that. I like digital, especially
So do I.
especially in this day and age where like, especially since I'm like I collect all these different consoles and stuff.
Right.
Like I have all these different things. It's nice to just have, you know, a few consoles that are just digital only, and I don't have to worry about all these discs and stuff like that. Especially since those are the everyday consoles compared to my Sega Saturn. I might play that like a couple times a month, or like the Genesis, I might touch that like twice a week when I have it out and whatnot. But the Xbox, the PS5, I'm not trying to be inserting and taking out and ejecting discs every damn time. I'm trying to
I'm over
recline
that,
my
yeah.
damn chair. I'm trying to recline
And
my damn
relax.
chair and just leave it there. I'm not trying to get up in 10 minutes and be like, oh man, I actually don't feel like playing this game. Because I don't know how many times I boot up a game and I'm like, you know what? Nah, not right now. Turn it off and go to the next one.
Bro, that's been happening a lot. Like the older I get, I'm like, the hardest thing to do sometimes is to start the game. Like once you're starting it, you're in it, but sometimes you like procrastinate so much and like, oh man, nah, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Let me just get some sleep in. Like sometimes the hardest thing is just to start playing. Like well, once you start playing, sometimes the hours go by, you realize it's 2 a.m, you got 3 hours of sleep. You know, and you gotta go to work. But look at you now, man. You're about to move. And I'm telling you, it's a hassle to pack all those collector's editions and be careful with. You don't want to rip the box and then you gotta unpack it once you move. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good.
Bruh. And yeah, and hooking all of those systems up onto like a, you know, what is it called? Like a stand kind of thing with a bunch of shelves and stuff like that. And then having to get behind, man, so many wires. And then on top of it, none of the controllers are wireless.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I play a certain system, I got cords everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's a hassle. It's
absolutely.
Just and then on top of that, you gotta maintain it, you gotta clean it, you gotta dust it. Like, nah, I'm good now, man.
Very delicate flowers.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we tackled that subject for quite some time, but what would be your most memorable moment within gaming as a whole?
Oh, that's easy. Again, we'll go back to Halo. Like, just having my family and friends there, just the LAN parties, and like having all these TVs lined up, like ordering takeout, and just my friend is knocked out, sleep. You know, we're drawing on his face, like, and we're just having a ball, just a whole group of us just gaming together. Like, that to me was the epitome of what gaming is, man. It's just coming together and just having fun.
You're all about togetherness. All about it. All right, cool. Well, I'm kind of curious what genre of games, and this could be any of the genres, which one do you refuse to fuck with? Like, which one do you not really like that much?
Damn, I mean, refuse? I don't know if I refuse to play any genre of games, but it's probably be like, what genre would you consider The Sims? Like, whatever genre The Sims are, that Sims, Sim City type of stuff, I'm not really messing with that. That whole micromanaging and pretending to be in real life in a video game.
So
like,
you don't like that Second Life type of stuff?
Nah, man, I don't like that at all. Like, you Chris, listen, let me not say that because my mom is a huge Sim fan, bro. Maybe that's why I don't like it. Maybe that's why I don't like it. I'm like, yo, mom, you wasting too much time on these Sims, bro. Like, oh, I'm making pot roast. I'm like, you should make pot roast for real. Like, how are you doing?
Yeah, I feel that.
Bro, she over here customizing her houses, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
crazy to me.
The chat's about to jump down your throat.
A word? Nah. Oh, Cozy. Oh, what's
Yeah.
up, coach? No, you should have told me she was there, man. I would not have said that. I would have said some RTS or some shit like that. Because now she got to jump on my game and Halo game nights and just tear me apart. Yo, Cozy, I like The Sims, man. I like all of them.
Capping. Yeah, she's been in the chat talking about the sound quality of Animal Crossing, because you were bringing up the sound quality of Forza, or not Forza,
Forbidden West.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I told people about Forza Horizon, right? Winning the sound quality. And they actually did. And I'm telling you about Horizon Forbidden West. It's most likely going to win because that sound in the game is absolutely beautiful, man. Like, it's just the story sucks, but everything else is great. But yeah, I don't like The Sims, yo. I'm sorry, Cozy. I'm sorry. I can't front. I don't like The Sims. My mom loves The Sims. I mean, you guys could be best friends. If anything.
Cozy sending out warning shots. She said, "Don't come for RTSs." She said that in all caps.
The Age of Empires, the Halo Wars.
All
did you ever get into Halo Wars?
Nope, I'm not into that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
not into that. The Gears Tactics. None of them. Like like just something about turn-based is just not it for me, bro.
Is it you don't like turn-based RPGs?
I don't like turn-based RPGs that much. I'm still trying to like them. Like, I'm willing to try them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, as I was talking about Final Fantasy earlier, like, nah.
So, let me see. So, Lost Odyssey. You didn't like Lost Odyssey? No.
Didn't play it.
Blue Dragon?
Didn't play it. Like these are games that I look at and I'm like, oh, nah.
Not for you. You know what it helped you though? Game Pass back in those days. Like, it's on Game Pass. I'll try.
That's true. And see, that's where I am with Persona. So Persona's coming. And I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot and see what it's all about. Because everybody says that's a big deal. But yeah, RTS, I know RTS is not turn-based, but I'm just saying those are also not the type of games that I fuck with that much. I understand real-time strategy is more or less like what's that game? Is it Dragon Age? No, not Dragon Age. I'm thinking of the one with the damn catapult that they showed off at the at Summer Games Fest last year.
What, the Age of Empires?
Yeah, Age of Empires. Thank you. I played like the reason I don't really like real-time strategy that much is because they take too much fucking time. I see myself like the last time I played Age of Empires, I played it. I'm not even kidding. I played it for 10 hours straight. I can't do that with games.
You stayed in the Bronze Age?
I just can't do that. Like I was having fun playing it, but I was just like, bro, I just can't come back and do this continuously. It's gonna kick my fucking ass. It's just too much for me. I'm good, Cozy. I'm sorry, I'm good. But we got a few more questions here before we start to work on getting up out of here, because we are hitting that limit, and I'm getting pretty damn tired.
Yeah, you're done. I could tell by your eyes, man. You're done. I'm like, my man, ready to go to bed, bro.
I've been working today, man. I'm telling you.
Hell yeah.
But favorite studio of all time for you, bro?
Oh man,
what would be that, and what game best represents it?
Matter of fact, who asked that question, man? Shout outs to them.
That's me.
Shout outs to you, Ham. That's a great question. Shit, my man over here. What you doing over here, man? You should be on CNN or Nightline or something like that.
Hey man, I'm working on up.
Yeah, I hear that. Next Joe Rogan of gaming, right?
Let's go. You're the second person that said that today.
Word?
Yeah. The last person I had a podcast with said the exact same thing.
Yeah, so I can't take credit, but that's a good statement then. But my favorite developer, Prime BioWare.
Okay. So like Dragon Age, Mass Effect, obviously. Throw in a few others that you loved from that time.
Prime, BioWare, Bungie, of course, because of Halo.
Do you respect Bungie the same, or do you respect 343 the same way that you respect Bungie?
No, absolutely not. They were gifted one of the greatest franchise of all time. Like it's still Bungie's creation. You know what I mean? So I mean they're taking a. I won't say they butchered it. I mean they handling it well to a certain degree. But yeah, it's still in my eyes, it's still Bungie's baby. You know what I mean? Like it just grew up and moved out. You know? But let's see. Nostalgia. I like Rare back in the days. Donkey Kong Country.
Yep.
I know a lot of people didn't like Banjo Kazooie, but I have a special connection with Banjo Kazooie because of my brother. He was a big Banjo Kazooie fan. He still is. So yeah, it brings a lot of fond memories. So I like Rare with the Perfect Dark, the Golden Eye, and then Zipper. You know, who's in the chat that loves SOCOM?
Sigma.
Yeah, so shout outs to him, man. I like them for SOCOM and whatnot. So respects to them, man. But yeah, those would be my favorite. But top of the list would be BioWare, man. The prime BioWare, not the BioWare of today.
Oh man, I gotta throw in an answer myself for that question. And Stank Moss heard me say this before. What's up, Inferno? Mr. Inferno Games is up in the chat as well. But my favorite of all time, I want to say old school EA, but it probably goes to Midway.
Midway
Was
yeah.
just
Blitz.
was just so good. Blitz, the some of the, like the Mortal Kombats and their and they were fantastic with like the arcade kind of games and stuff. So I really just loved Midway. Such a good dev. But I mean, old school EA, you can't forget about them either, though, because I mean, as you were saying, like Road Rash was big, bro. I absolutely loved Road Rash. That game got me at least 2 years out of my Sega Genesis. I had the original Road Rash 2, and Road Rash 3, and then when I moved over to the PlayStation, I had to get Road Rash 3D and Jailbreak.
Road Rash 3D and Jailbreak, right?
so
Listen, them games was fire. Just beating people with pipes and chains and kicking them off then the cops came. You know what it was like? It was like Need for Speed. Hot Pursuit, but on bikes. You know what I mean? And you could just do more because the cops will come and you could put the work on the cops too. The cops could get it. Yeah, in that Road Rash.
Yeah, and then they always had like at the end of the race, after you finish the race, they had the little snippet of you finishing the race and like doing wheelies all over the place, and then it'd go to the next screen and it'd be something disrespectful from one of the other racers, like they got beef with you, like you ain't winning the next race, you suck, or something like that. Just something to make you mad so you keep racing. That was pretty good.
THQ, man. THQ had a time too, man.
Yes, with the wrestling. Oh
yeah, bro.
Man.
THQ was up there, man. Yeah.
Man, I mean, so many great devs back then. You know, the big companies, they were doing their things back in the day. They really were. So moving on to the next one, I'm kind of curious. What would you say the game of the generation? What do you think it is? Like coming up, Do you think there's going to be a game that just like pushes the entire generation forward? Because as of right now, people seem to be on the fence of what's next gen, what's not
Mm-hmm.
next gen. Everybody has their own definition for it.
Right. Is it the ray tracing or yeah?
Right. Exactly. So do you think, or do you have a game in mind that you think is going to really show everybody what this is all about?
You want one for each platform or
No, just one is good.
if I was to bet money, damn, is it game of the generation, upcoming game. Listen, I will say I will bet money on Take-Two on their next GTA project, but so many people have left on that studio. I don't think they're the same anymore. So I'll take them out. CD Projekt Red, I would have bet money on. But
Ooh, they got a new Witcher coming.
Yeah, the new Witcher. That could be game of the generation. But
and it's Unreal Engine 5, right?
Yeah, Unreal Engine 5. I mean, and they still have to redeem themselves after Cyberpunk. So it will probably be the next Witcher game. Be the game of the generation.
You think it's gonna be third party though, not first?
I think because I don't really. To me, games are just games. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't put too much stock on the first part. Like,
to me, it's just interesting that that I mean, because you could say that about like GTA 3 and on the PlayStation Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption
2 was just insane.
Like to this day, my favorite open world games I feel like are top tier is Breath of the Wild. For everything you could do in it, and Red Dead Redemption, like untouchable right now.
Man, like, I'm gonna shout out Lobby and Sour Blow. Things appreciate y'all stopping through, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bro. What the hell is next gen or that dope about Breath of the Wild? Because I just don't see it, bro.
You don't think? Nah, you don't think is one of the greatest games ever made?
No.
Why? You just don't see what is it? The graphics?
No, it's not the graphics. It's just to me, it's one thing that irritates me in games is when you can attack or you can use weapons, but you have to keep getting a new weapon all the time. Like I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind that I can upgrade weapons.
Right. You didn't like that it broke after 5 swings. Like,
oh man. So the same thing happened with me in Dying Light. I thought Dying Light 2 was a fantastic game, but once my weapon broke, I wanted to stop playing.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna like Naraka Blade Point because Naraka has like you gotta repair your weapons like after basically every fight or engagement, because after a few swings, like the quality goes down to the point where you're not doing any damage. But I kind of like that, man. Like, I'm not even gonna front. Like, at first it gets annoying, but like you get better weapons. So you kind of get used to it.
Yeah, then they
the climbing, the stamina, you build up your stamina and climbing. I mean, what I liked about it is so many things you could do in that world, bro. Like, you could cut down the tree, put it in stasis, and like you could do some creative stuff in that world, man. Like yeah, it was top notch for me, man. Like everything you could do in it. Like
I owned Breath of the Wild, and I put it off to the side and played Phoenix Rising instead because I thought it was a better game.
I mean, like, listen, man, I'm not gonna argue people's opinion. I'm not gonna argue people's opinions, man.
I'm hearing it. You're like, I disagree with that completely.
Listen, like I tell people on Twitter, you're entitled to your opinion, man. And that's just me saying I don't agree with you, but you're entitled to. I respect that, man. But yeah, yeah, man. But for everything, the attention to detail is what I love, man. Like, you could The grass would catch on fire and start spreading. Like for Horizon Forbidden West, right? That's not a thing. Like as beautiful as the game looks and stuff, it's missing a lot of attention to detail that you could find in Breath of the Wild and Red Dead Redemption, those caliber of games. So to me, like those games are amazing. So maybe the next Breath of the Wild will probably be game of the generation. I'm just saying that to piss you off.
You trolling right now, man. Oh my god. I like Sour Blows. Sour Blows said people are sleeping on Stalkers 2.
Stalker 2 is going to be amazing. And listen, shout outs to that team for actually working on it through the war and what they're going through. Much respect to them.
A lot of them haven't seen on that presentation.
Right. They haven't seen their families. I hope their families are well. I can't imagine losing family members to a pointless war like that. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, Stalker 2, I can't wait to play that game. But it goes back to what you said. It's like there's so many definitions or what people think of what next gen should be. Is it the 60 frames? Is it 120 frames? Is it the ray tracing? And is it doing 4K 120 at the same time? Like, so I don't know exactly what the game of the generation would be, but I'm excited to see what these teams are doing, man, and what they're gonna, especially the coalition with Unreal Engine 5 and their next project. Like, to be honest, I don't know what the game of the generation is gonna be until I actually play it. You know,
I feel like to me, next gen personally is strictly based off, not strictly, I shouldn't say that, but it is partially based off of like how many things can I interact with that are gonna actually be that are actually worth interacting with.
mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I have to give you a little bit of flowers for Breath of the Wild because I mean, all the different things that you could cook up and potions and stuff like that you could use to get ready for your battle or to level yourself up or to make yourself stronger for that moment was fantastic. But for me, as I said, I personally couldn't get over the weapon thing. It's just driving me insane.
How about? So, what was your game of the generation, last generation? So I could get a better feel of.
Ark Survival Evolved was.
Ark Survival.
Yes, sir.
I think this interview has come to an end, guys. What you say?
The amount of things that you could do in that game to me was insane. You make a house, you tame as many different animals as you freaking want. You could go underwater and create bases underwater. You could hop from one server to another server and do the exact same thing, make trades with people. Like, it was community. I mean, I think that's why Vin Diesel likes it, because it's all about family, right?
Family. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, that was pushing the bar forward in what you can do in video games. Now the combat in that game isn't that good. I mean, let's be real. The combat in the game isn't that good. The kind of getting around and traversal in that game, not that good. But if you were to tell me when I was a little kid playing Road Rash that, hey, at some point you're going to be able to make yourself as big of a house as you want, have as many animals and stuff to ride as you want, and you can have a ton of different houses on different islands and stuff like that, I would have been like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, that sounds insane, but that doesn't sound real.
Listen, and I think this is why I'm starting to love indies more, because the indies of today will be the bangers of yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
So these indies, and I feel like some of these indie teams and indie devs are pushing like creativity to a whole nother level. Like, I played the Artful Escape, right? There was no combat in
That
it,
was a good game.
but bro, that game was beautiful. That game was awesome. Like it was an experience more than a game in reality. Like, so where do you rank The Witcher? The Witcher 3? Like, was it your game of the generation? Like, do you put CD Projekt Red up there, top tier?
Yeah, I put CD Projekt Red up there with top tier 100%. I think it'd be silly not to. Do I trust them? No.
Mm.
But but am I going to say that their stuff is quality? Absolutely. Yeah, I put CD Projekt Red in the same basket that I put EA. They can make something phenomenal and something that you can't wait for, but somehow make you furious at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I put them in the same boat because, I mean, EA, BioWare, and I'm the Respawn. Come on now, Titanfall.
Titanfall.
Like,
Titanfall 2. It's so
Battlefield
underrated,
games,
bro.
Bad Company back in the
Bad
days.
Company?
Road Rash.
I like Bad Company more than Battlefield.
Bruh, I mean, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I love Bad Company.
So that's what I mean. Is like they can make games that are like the generation kind of game, right? But but they'll do something within that game or in the process of making that game, or the game is done, here it is, and then you find out it ain't so done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like CD Projekt Red is like the modern day EA.
Bro,
just my opinion.
Not only that, Ubisoft too, man. They have potential, but they always fall short somehow. I'm still not over The Division. I'm still not over Watch Dogs, bro.
Watch Dogs is probably the biggest perpetrator.
Like The Division, when that Division reveal with the Snowfall engine, I was like, dang. Oh, that's New York. Yo, this shit lit. I can't wait to play it. I actually got the game. I was like, oh, hell no. That shit don't look nothing like it. This shit running on the Watch Dogs, man.
That Frostbite.
Right. And Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs too. It's like, damn, this is not like they showed me, man. I got hoodwinked.
Oh man, like I said, Watch Dogs was the biggest perpetrator because they came out early in the generation, was like, ray tracing, here you go. Everybody has ray tracing. Not so much.
No.
Not so much at all.
And then Cyberpunk was another huge disappointment for me. Even though the game is good, right?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, but it just promised, and they sold me a yacht, and when I went over, it was a rowboat. Like, there's a rowboat is cool and all, but I'm out in the waters, I could fish and whatnot. But damn, son, I was thinking it was gonna be a whole yacht. Like some of the things they showed me in those trailers and videos was not even in the final product, and I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. And then
the journey of that game seemed like a mistake half the damn time,
bro. Even the Night City, I was like, oh, Night City is about to be lit. And I was thinking some GTA on another level, like. And then you go to a little district with hookers, and it's like one hooker for the whole city. I'm like, yo, what is this, bro? Like, we're sharing this one girl? Like, nah, this ain't cool. Like, and then you find out the NPCs, I'm like, in front of your home is having the same conversations every single day. It's like, yo, this is getting repetitive, man. Like, this city is dead. It's full of bots. Like, I saw more movement in Shenmue. Like people doing their own thing every day. There was some go play in the arcades, right? I saw more the Shenmue's world seemed more alive to me than Night City.
Sega is just really good at that kind of stuff, though. They're really good at like they push the bar, but they also make it obvious sometimes that hey, we're pushing it so far that we have to like you'll even see it when you're playing the games. You'll see like people just render in randomly and stuff like that. And Sega has no They have no what would you call it? No shame. No shame in that at all. They're just like, this is Yakuza. It is what it is, bro. And it always gets big ratings and whatnot. But we do have a question from the chat that I want to get to. What up, Doc Dark? Good to see you. 1985 level to this.
Oh, Doc
right?
Dark. Oh,
yeah,
man. What's up,
he
Doc
up
Dark?
in the chat.
That's Porter Rock's brother, right?
Hey. But Sour Blow asks, will Plague Tale make the AAA jump with Requiem, or will it still be a AA? What will it take to make it AAA if it doesn't make that jump?
Will it make that jump?
Because you're in the middle of playing that game right now,
right?
So you got
will it make the jump?
Feeling.
I mean, I think Requiem will be AAA. I believe so. I believe from what I've seen, like, bro, the graphics are amazing. I believe the technology for the bite, the virus spreading is gonna be. They're gonna take the rats and all that. They're gonna take it to a whole another level. I think in Requiem. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a AAA. I think it's gonna be AAA quality that we're gonna get for the next Unplugged sale.
Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating.
To be honest, they're basically there now. I mean, like, Unplugged sale is fantastic. Like, that team, Osobo is talented as hell, bro. Like, things they be doing.
Focus, yeah,
they're talented, man. I'm surprised Microsoft hasn't picked them up yet.
Right, especially for like the flight simulator and stuff like that they're doing.
Bro, they're super talented. Like, whoever picks them up, if eventually they get picked up, is gonna have a hell of a team working for them.
Facts. So kind of jumping forward. Oh, he's Doc Dark says, good convo, fellas. I'm just listening and learning. And then Sour Blow says, you're in the right, Doc, or you're in the right play, Doc. I'm guessing he's saying place. But yeah. But anyways, continuing. Fantastic to have y'all in the chat. I'm really excited. I love this interview. This is fantastic with JayRock. Second show of the day. So if I look a little tired, a little sleepy and whatnot, yeah, it's just been a wild one. It's been something today. It's been something. But I want you to go back into your time, and I feel like you answered this a little bit, but I want a definitive answer. The definitive edition. You know what I'm saying? Give me
director's
two
cut.
games. give me two games that you want to, bring up to today's standard that are, dormant IPs.
Bring them up to today's standards. All right. Shit. There's dormant IPs.
While you're thinking, I'm gonna throw two out.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna throw two out while you're thinking. True Crime Streets of LA. Bring it back. And 2K Football. Bring it back.
Yeah, True Crimes was lit, man. True Crimes was lit. How about Prototype?
Okay.
Give me a Prototype.
Prototype. That game was wild.
Yeah, give me Prototype. And nah, I was about to troll you right now, but nah. Let me stop.
Man, shut up.
I just wanted to piss you off. Sometimes it's hard for me to turn off that Twitter switch. Nah, let me see. And one classic one for me would be a Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
Bring it up to the classic days. Bring it up to the modern tech right now, especially now that people are liking Souls-like games. Well, give them Ninja Gaiden, since they like hard games.
Right? That game was fucking tough.
Bro, what? Damn, bro. Like, That shit was crazy. I was seeing, nah, man, that was tough. Back in them days, Ninja Gaiden was nothing to mess with. Yeah, but give me Ninja Gaiden and give me Prototype.
You know, Tenchu was tough to me too.
Tenchu?
Yes.
You liked? There was this little rivalry, Tenchu or Shinobi.
I'm talking about Tenchu.
No, do you like Tenchu over Shinobi?
It's not that I like one over the other. It's just I just thought it was tough.
Yeah, Tenchu. Tenchu is cool, man. I like Tenchu. I like Shinobi more. But yeah, Tenchu is cool, I guess.
Let's see. Whatchamacallit, Sour Blow says binary domain, Chrono Trigger. Another
Chrono
one.
Trigger. I mean, like, there's some good, like, Knights of the Old Republic, anything Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I like, so they're already remaking Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. So I would have said that. Mass Effect is around the corner, so I'm good with that. There's a lot of great games coming back, man. There's a lot of great games. Yeah.
I kind of want to bring the arcade aspect of games back.
Arcade,
like the 3-on-3 football and basketball, and like the arcade, just kind of like, damn well this ain't real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just it's video game, like over the top, like Showtime, and
Hang Time as well. Hang Time was dope for the 64.
Def Jam, Fight for New York, Def Jam Vendetta type of games.
Did you see them? Did you see Def Jam post something? I think it was yesterday or whatnot. They're like, where do you want the next Fight for New York, or Fight for, and then it had like a blank.
Those games were lit, man. Those games were lit. Royal, Ready to Rumble.
Ooh,
I like all those games, bro. All those games was nice, man.
All right, so we're getting to our last 3 questions, and I'm gonna push 2 of them together. I want to know what frustrates you about gaming, and it can be anything. Then I also want to know on the flip side what would be like a dream come true.
Frustrates me about gaming, man. And this could be anything, right?
Mm-hmm. Literally anything. This is you.
Gaming, or listen, the industry frustrates me more than anything. The gaming industry, when they try to take advantage of gamers, because I'm always for the gamers, like even the fanboys, like they call us toxic and all that, but they're the ones that, if you check your history, they're the ones that really started everything, even the console wars, believe it or not. So what pissed me off about gaming really is the industry, how they don't take accountability for some of the things that they do.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, for example, the console wars, right? The console wars, I love partaking in them. I love them, but they also have to be, you can't call us toxic when you're the ones that created this environment, really. Like the media creates it.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah, but even before the media, like, do we remember the commercials from the 90s? Hey, Plumber Boy? When we had Banjo-Kazooie out here harassing people. Like, bro, if a fanboy was over at Nintendo headquarters talking about, hey, Plumber Boy, come on, Plumber Boy. And they were like, yo, you see them fanboys? Crazy toxic, fam. This is people was just bugging out. But because it was a commercial, or if it was the Jaguar, the bit wars of the 90s, where they were talking, like, we still doing that now, like,
or not even that long ago. This is how we share games.
This is how we share games, right? Or they could lambast me or others for doing comparisons, right? Like copy and paste, but IGN can be like, yo, fanboys are saying, or IGN will be like, oh, it looks like Starfield looks like Outer Worlds. Fanboys are saying it looks like Outer Worlds, and you go into it and be like, no, it was actually IGN doing the whole video comparison, comparing them. So it's probably, that will piss me off or frustrates me more about the industry is how they like to throw stones and hide their hands, type of stuff. But what I like, what I a dream come true.
Yeah.
Um, a dream come true for me will be no more exclusives
Wow. So you said just open
anywhere.
up the floodgates. Just let
Yeah,
it be played anywhere.
no more exclusives being the selling point on the console. Let the console's merits, power, capabilities be its own selling point.
Oh wow.
Period.
Yeah.
I think
K Mega
I,
said the same thing on his podcast as
I
well.
think I think that will push the industry forward because I feel like some of these companies sit on the laurels of, well, we have our exclusives that fans are teaming to get, so we could give them shitty hardware, but they have no choice because they want to play those games. So I feel like it stifles the industry. And I feel like if we didn't have exclusive and the only selling point for the consoles were the capabilities and what they're offering us, I think gaming will be further along than it is now. So
You heard it first, or not first, but you heard it here. JayRock's says
and exclusives. Yeah.
exclusives are holding back gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you look at it, I mean, like if we're talking about, my console can do this, my console can do that. Well, if you have exclusives on your consoles where the other console doesn't even have that opportunity, you don't even know, because
Right.
we've seen it plenty of times where, oh, the PS5's running this game better, or the Series X can put out this resolution a lot better than the PlayStation. And it's just like, that's where,
But look at
that
Nintendo. Nintendo could literally quit being competitive in terms of power because of their exclusives. Like, you're gonna want their games.
right.
Like, so they don't have to push it. Like, okay, whatever. Make a handheld that's 10-year-old hardware and you're gonna buy it. Why? Because you want to play the Nintendo games. And we know that. So we're gonna profit off of that.
Do you think PC is pushing all this kind of together?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Like, I think maybe in 2 generations, I'll probably be a straight just PC player, especially if Sony puts all their games there. Xbox already putting all their games there. I can emulate Nintendo games. I'll just stick to PC.
Dang, you said the Xbox is on finite time right now. The PC keeps pushing.
Yeah, all console gaming is on finite time.
Okay.
But also that just comes down to preference, because I understand some people just like the convenience of a console. So I don't think consoles are ever going anywhere in the near future. Maybe 15, 20 years from now, who knows? We get some crazy advancement in technology, maybe some aliens from Mars or some interdimensional beings come here and bestow some technology. We could be like we just putting on a helmet and we just virtual reality type of stuff. So who knows what happens in the future? But for now, I don't see it going anywhere. People like the convenience of consoles, easy setup, just plug and play.
I was saying on Kid Smooth's podcast that I think that this generation might be the last generation that that there's 100 million consoles sold on any platform. Because PC and accessibility is just there. There's so many people that don't give a damn about having the hardware. They just want to play the game.
They just want to play the game, yeah.
And with the internet getting better, with these services that are going to be out, and PlayStation
Cloud.
is going to be working on their own, cloud service game kind of thing. There's going to be less need for someone that's extremely casual to even buy a $500 system, right? Because they're going to think, oh, I'd rather just get this Game Pass or get PlayStation Plus or or just buy the game on my TV and have that game on my TV natively.
Yeah, it's already there.
streamed, yeah, but it's there
Mhm.
always.
Hmm. Especially with advancements in fiber optics and the whole internet, 5G. Like as the years go by, our generation is gonna die out. People, listen, people are less and less. They're getting lazier. The generations are getting lazier. As we get older, we also get lazier. Like you just said earlier, you don't feel like taking out cartridges, taking out disc and putting disc in, taking them out, putting like you're going all digital soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
No
feel
shame.
like listen, the cloud technology, once it gets to that point where it's so seamless, it's so fast, and it's so accessible to the world, yeah, like it's only the natural evolution of things. Like people will be like, why do I need to be tethered to hardware when I could just game anywhere at any time at any point whenever I want? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, so yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't know how near in the future it will be, but I agree. There's gonna be a point in time where there'll be no more consoles.
I mean, we just look 20 years from right now. The original Xbox was out, so it's probably not going to be as long as a lot of people think. Probably going to be within the next 10 years where
Mhm.
you're going to see where you're going to see the need of a console go down. Although the consoles are still available, they just ain't going to be selling the same. You're going to see a lot more simple things like streaming sticks for games,
Right.
where you just plug it into your TV and that is your console, is that little dongle. Just like
Yep.
Stadia, kind of. I mean, Stadia kind of reminds me of Xbox and the Xbox One days. Just thinking ahead too early.
And you know, Stadia, the performance of it is top. Like I think it's the best
It is.
of all the streaming services. So man, it's a
I don't
shame
even
that
think you can argue that. I think it just is.
nah, yeah, it is. And Microsoft needs to catch up to them. So it's a shame that they're going through what they're going through. I think they're pretty much done, right? They're giving up.
I don't think they.
Like some,
I mean,
like some of their games, like some of their games, like Naraka Blade Point was supposed to be their exclusive, right?
yeah, they
And
were
it's
supposed
now,
to have a few exclusive, and I know they
yeah, and it's
canceled
now on
some.
the Xbox. Like, yeah. So yeah,
That's sad, but I mean, Stadia is technically already doing that. Hey, we don't need exclusive things, but while you have something that has exclusives, that thing is going to be the thing that everyone secretly wants or whatnot.
mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like that's why Xbox is really nervous about hopping out of exclusivity right now, and
Right.
maybe the same for like Nintendo. Even though I mean they're doing great, they don't really give a
What?
shit about anybody else.
Right, because they do what they do. Like, and you know you're gonna buy into them regardless of whatever shitty hardware they sell you, because you want those Breath of the Wild, you want those Zelda games, bro.
You putting me to sleep? Stop it. No, I'm just kidding. So we're down to our last main question, which it's more or less a question for me. I want to know if you have any questions for myself before we get the heck up out of here.
Oh yeah, let me get your stance on Game Pass. Is it bad for the industry?
Oh my God, no. Oh, it's the best for the industry, in my opinion, because I don't know how many times as a kid I was like, man, like I want to try this game, but like Blockbuster, you only get like one game at a time, or at least, I mean, now, especially as an adult, like this versus Blockbuster, it's like, man, fuck
Completely
Blockbuster.
different, bro. You used to go to you used to go to Blockbuster with a hope and a wish, like the games was there.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
like
Oh
sometimes,
man.
unless you had a friend and be like, "Yo, just grab that for me, hold it, I'll be over there." You're pretty much like asked out when it came to brand new games, like big games that coming out, and you're trying to rent it from Blockbuster if you ain't have no connect, or Hollywood
Man.
Video for those in New York.
Hollywood
Yeah.
video, audio, visual. Yeah, man. Yeah, so I personally think Game Pass is like should I say godsend? I don't know, something like that, something on that on that level, because it gives not only me and my household the opportunity to play games, it gives my wife something to look for and think when she wants to play games. It gives my 4-year-old daughter games like Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol. Roblox is free or whatnot.
Yeah, I hope they don't make no Cocomelon game, bro. I
But
hope they don't make no Cocomelons.
if they do that, my daughter is going to be
It's a
on.
wrap. It's a wrap.
It is. So that's what I mean. Like, it's not only just good for me, but it's good for my whole family.
Mhm.
And I just can't say enough how good it is, because there's been so many times where it's like, man, like, I want this new game, but I don't really got the cheese until next Friday
Mhm.
or the Friday after that. Or you have to like think ahead and like pre-order and then like pay a little. Remember back in the day when you could pre-order at GameStop and you go in and put like $10 on it real quick,
$10 in.
and then and then leave and then come back and, you know, put another like 20 on it real quick.
It was on layaway.
Yeah, it was layaway games essentially. But now, I mean, I'm not saying every game has to do it, but it's really nice when I see a game in Game Pass that's a big title day one pop up in there. It
Mhm.
makes me want to get it, because it's just like, man, like, I got this crazy service. It almost drives me to want to buy it because I feel like I'm stealing.
Right. And you know what's happened in my case is that the money I've saved from purchasing the game, I put it back into it by purchasing whatever cosmetics they have, right? So
I did that
like
with Forza with the DLC.
right, like you feel like, damn, I save money anyway, so let me get the DLC, let me get these packs, let me get these cars, vehicles, whatever it is, costumes, whatever cosmetic it is, and it's like you're still getting a deal regardless, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Like
think it was like $45 or something like that for like the season pass, and you get like a week early access for the Forza Horizon 5. I bought that, and I'm not even a huge Forza fan, but just the fact that they're giving me this game to play on Game Pass as long as I, you know, pay the monthly fee. But I'm buying like the DLC and stuff like that for it, and they're coming out with like Hot Wheels and stuff like that, and I get to play it a week early. Like, those are perks that I don't have to get, but since they're offering it and I'm getting the game anyways,
mhm.
I feel like I might as well get the best experience of it, because you're already handing me the IP. Now what you're doing is you're saying, yo, here's the IP, but do you want the premium experience? Hell yeah, I do. I'll pay that money, because I was thinking about buying that game, but now I
Right.
don't have to. So I
Mhm.
might as well hook y'all up with something, because y'all hooked me up.
Exactly. And that's what I find myself doing more and more with these games is like, okay, I saved $60, but that $60 is going into whatever microtransactions or cosmetics I feel I want to get. Like Halo Infinite, bro. Halo Infinite is free to play, but I think I wasted like hundreds of dollars in that already, just through the cosmetics, the armors, and all that.
Absolutely. I haven't bought any of the cosmetics or anything, but I have got like some of the season passes and stuff like that for Halo so
Hmm.
far. I mean, there's only 2 right now, but yeah, I mean, just the fact that I don't have to buy it up front, but I can pay for it. It makes me open to paying for things that I usually wouldn't pay for, and which is super dope. And then on top of it, when it says it's leaving Game Pass, I can buy it for a deal real quick before it takes off.
Before it takes
So
off, yeah.
so whatever. So you paying, you know, $70 on PlayStation. I'm sitting there paying like what, 60,
Right. And
55 or something like that.
if you have the Xbox app, like it hits you up with the notifications telling you, listen, this game is about to leave. You want to purchase it? Well, okay. Yeah.
I mean, this has nothing to do with Game Pass, but bro, them rewards.
Oh, the
Microsoft
rewards.
rewards, bro. Talk about talk about keeping me in your in your
ecosystem. Yeah.
Like, you got me by the neck in the ecosystem, just by that kind of shit. Like, I'm just sitting here looking stupid shit up on the internet, and I'm making Microsoft rewards.
Right.
That's wild.
That you could use to get Game Pass. Like,
yeah, you can get Game. Yeah, that's what Sensei Kills that was on Tuesday said.
Mhm.
He's like, bro, I get Game Pass free every month because I just do the rewards.
Right. I know a lot of people
incredible.
like that. Yep.
You have any other questions before we get up out of here?
No, man, that's it, man. It's
All
12.
right.
It's 12 o'clock, man. We got to go to work.
Yeah, facts. So the last thing I'm gonna ask you before you take off is I want you to describe gaming in just 3 words.
3 words. Fun, innovative experience.
A fun, innovative experience. Fantastic. I'd like to thank you, Mr. JayRock, for being on the show today, being part of my doubleheader for Thursday. It's wild. I'd sure like to have you on other podcasts that I do with like Cozy Beluga and Loke 7. I have a show with them every Friday called Bullsitting on this channel. And then
I would love to do those shows, but without Cozy, because give Cozy a little time to cool off, because she's gonna get at me about The Sims. And Cozy, I love you, and I hope to see you at my next Halo game night. And it's all love between me and you, and I ain't mean it. Like I said, my mama loves The Sims, so I just wanted my mama to make the pot roast in real life and not in The Sims. Them casseroles and all that. So yeah, no doubt, fam. I would love to be on your show anytime, man. Just hit me up, man.
All right, fantastic, bro. All right, you guys, thanks for staying tuned and watching the show. I appreciate you guys a whole lot. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you want to come back and check out the various guests that I have on the show. But I'm tired as hell. Bro needs to get some rest as well so we can get to work tomorrow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off pretty much right here. Can you go on ahead and just let them know real quick where they can find you before I cut it?
They can always find me on Twitter at JayRock, man. So I'm not hard to find. I'm there. If not, you'll probably meet someone who knows of me or is talking of me, and you can follow the rabbit hole to me. So.
Yeah, he ain't hard to find, y'all. But y'all have a wonderful evening, and as I like to tell everybody, keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out.
Peace.
Welcome to the Behind Them Sticks podcast, brought to you by TSWS Gaming.
Come and talk to me, Lennard Ray. That's your name. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you quit playing, won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, boo. See, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor, and I see what's real. No disrespect, I